to know what it is. Can't bear the thought of my little brother, well, who suffered in life, also suffering in death. Doesn't deserve it. Alright, we talked to Westmore. I believe so. Mr. Westmore, yes. What do you consider something of value? Something material, of course. Of course, something material. Well, something material that we can get is... I don't know where else we could go to get something. We haven't gone to 34 Benwell Street. That's what, for sure, we have not gone to, so let's head there now. Number 34 Benwell Street. I hope the professor was right and there's genuine supernatural activity here. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Patrick Moore, and I'm interested in conducting an investigation in this house. What? A scientific investigation, sir. Look, I have no bleeding clue what's going on here, but you can't enter the bleeding house. It's the best I could do. So bugger off. Wait. It is vitally important that I be able to carry out my research. Listen up, mate. I don't give a bloody damn about you or your fancy investigation, so do me a favor and sod off, alright? Could I enter the house? I told you can't enter the house. It ain't safe. Gonna be torn down soon. Bloody hell, I shouldn't even be here. When is the demolition scheduled? That ain't none of your business. Don't know why I'm even having this conversation. Where can I find the owner of this house? Can't give you that info. Have you witnessed any strange occurrences in the house? Listen, mate, clear off if you don't want trouble, alright? Please help me in my investigation. I'm a serious individual, university professor and scientist. I possess credentials. Keep them to yourself. You're starting to get on my nerves. What is the reason for such hostility? Ain't you giving up? Leave me alone if you don't want things to get ugly. I'm making myself clear. Do yourself a favor and bug off. Ain't getting paid to put up with idiots. Excuse me. I will not allow you to talk to me like that. Then get the bloody hell out of here, for God's sakes. That's the best I could do. Honestly, great. I fear gaining access to this house will not be easy. Talk to him. We're gonna talk to him. Shoeshine boy. Bloody idiot, ain't he? Who? That bloke? Yes, not very friendly. Anyway, what do you want to get in there for? I am a scientist. I understand there's some unusual activity in this house. What? That house is haunted, that's all. You say there are ghosts in this house. Why do you think it's abandoned? Nobody wants to live there. How do you know there are ghosts? You've always known. This house has a tragic history. Well, that and what happened to old Mortimer. What happened to this Mortimer fellow? Old Mortimer is a tramp who spends his days picking up cigarette butts off the ground. He sleeps on the streets, except for one night last winter when he decided to huddle in there to escape the cold. He came out screaming in the bloody middle of night, saying he saw a ghost in the basement, and he went crazy, more than he already was. Why do they want to demolish the house? I heard something about the structure. It's unstable, like most of the houses on this street. Do you know when they plan to demolish it? I don't know. But what I do know is they've hired these blokes to prevent looting. Apparently, the house still holds valuable items. Are there more people in the house? There are a couple more inside. I don't think anyone wants to loot anything anyway. Folks steer clear of this place. Well, child. Are you a ghost hunter? I'm not too fond of that term. That's fascinating. Ghost hunter. Oh, I got a plan. Then I've got a good story to tell my mates. How I helped a real ghost hunter get into the haunted house. You know, I can get that bloke to stop watching the entrance. Is that so? Oh, hang on, forget it. Because it'd be mean having to go back home. I'm afraid my dad would give me a hiding. Why would your father hit you? He's a shoeshine man, not me, but today he couldn't work. He's got a hangover. Whenever he's like that, he sends me to do the job. But I forgot the shoe brush. That's part of the plan. If I go back home and he finds out, he'll give me a hiding for being irresponsible. I've been unable to work all morning. I've come to the streets so my father won't see me if he decides to get out of bed. Oh, all right. I don't have a shoe brush. I'm safe here for now. You tell me where you live, I can go get that brush for you. I told you, if he finds out I forgot it, he'll hit me. I can convince him not to. Then I won't be the only one getting a hiding. Without a brush, there's no plan, right? I'm afraid so. The story behind this house. My grandma told me that the first tenant, a bloke named Thomas Highmore, hanged himself in the basement of the house. Since then, folks claim his ghost wanders our halls. My grandma also said no one's lived here has lasted more than a month. They've all encountered the ghost. Let's see, you need a brush to shine shoes. Exactly. Otherwise, you won't be able to carry out your plan. A good plan. Listen, I'll convince that bloke that he needs a shoe shine, and when him get him here, you go in the house. Don't do it through the front door. If you go around the house, there's a little window on the ground level that leads to the basement. It's broken. That's where old Murtimore got in that night. It's a brilliant plan. Brilliant kid. Brilliant kid. Great. I have an eraser. A matchstick. Probably could be used with the lamp. God damn. Do I have anything else? Does this work for you? The chalk eraser, but I thought that... Oh yes, and it's clean. With this I'll finally be able to work. Listen carefully now. While I'm shining that bloke's shoes, he won't be paying attention to the entrance. How do you know he won't be paying attention? Leave that part to me. Go around the house and look for a low window that's broken. If old Mortimer couldn't get through there, so can you. Okay. Alright. We can do that, kiddo. Give me room and watch. Oh, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. What's your problem, kid? I think my problem is with you. Have you taken a look at your shoes? My what? Mind your own business, Tadpole. Alright, but don't say I didn't warn you. Warn me about what? If the one who hired you were to pass by and see your shoes, he'd think he'd paid for a pigsty caretaker. I don't think you're giving off a very good impression. You bloody little trickster. How much would you charge to shine me shoes? Don't worry about the price. Someone like you can afford it. I have the most competitive prices in all of London. All right. Make it quick, all right? And make them sparkle. When I'm done with them, they'll look like they were just bought at Harrods. And if you want, for the same price, I can sing you a song. I sing very well. I'm part of the church choir. Do you know poor Johnny? I love poor Johnny. Now lift your foot and place it there. John took me round to see his mother. Son boy. Goodness gracious. The odor of dampness in this basement is quite potent. It's almost unsanitary. Yeah, I think this is where we could use this and this together. Lit. There's a table on the back wall. A good place to put the lamp. A bit more light would be welcome. It's chilly in here. Temperature much lower than one would expect in a place like this. Without a doubt, it's an unmistakable sign of supernatural activity. According to the professor's notebook, the manifestations used to concentrate down here. I should start investigating. Investigating with what? They must belong to the other two guards the shoeshine boy mentioned. Ah. Oh, there you are. I was thinking we ain't never checking the basement. You fancy taking a peek down there? Go off then. Off you trot, but you're going solo. Solo? And then, I reckon you got a point. Let's forget about the bloody basement. It smells like a rat down there. All that stink of damp, and you heard the noises too, ain't you? Something proper odd going on in this house, Roy. Sometimes feels like we ain't alone. There's more to it. I've seen things. What have you seen? Did you see that big mirror upstairs? I saw a bleeding shadow in it. It was right behind me. Turned around quick and there was nothing there. I'm telling you this in confidence, alright? Not a word to the boss. I don't want him to fire me because he thinks I'm daft. This house don't sit right with me. If it wasn't for needing that cash, I wouldn't be here. Starting to get a bit twitchy, Roy. Need to get some bleeding fresh air. I'll tag along. Could do with a break from this dump, even if it's just for a few minutes. Shadow in the mirror. Interesting. Nevertheless, I shouldn't worry about those fellas. They're too frightened to come down here. I can investigate without problem as long as I don't make too much noise, so let's get on with it. Shelf, table, wine rack, ventilation grill. It would alert me if those traps return to the house. Some of the bottles contain a dark liquid, the others are empty. Enough space to leave my research tools. Moldy books, a rusted pot, and a stuffed crow. There's nothing I need from the shelf. Then I have something. I have my prototype. A complex system of electromagnetic impulses. Hard to find. I do have a wire. I have a wire. Okay, I have a copper wire and this. The machine should work now. I hope it works. Our studies conclude that there is a certain relationship between supernatural manifestations and electromagnetic waves. Right now, the machine is agitating those waves to enhance them. Seems to be working. The temperature has dropped considerably. The next step is to make contact with the entities. As far as I know, Thomas Highmore was the first tenant of this house and he hanged himself in this very basement. From then on, strange phenomena began. Dear God, I'm so nervous. Here we go. Thomas Highmore, I summon you. Is anyone there? My name is Patrick Moore. What is yours? Reveal yourself. Yes, Thomas Highmore. Is that your name? Two-way communication. Thomas Highmore, I have some questions for you. If you want to say yes, knock. Let me get out of here. My machine. Incredible. Concentration of energy has just materialized out of nowhere. What? I didn't expect an actual thing. What? Not be. It's a rusty old clock and has materialized in the energy concentration from the ceiling. The supernatural transfer from one place to another is categorized as airports. What I've just witnessed was a portal to another dimension. I never thought I'd witness one. There's a date inscribed on the back, 1812. Damn it, them noises are coming from the basement. Should we go down? Are you daft? There ain't no doubt this house is haunted. Let's tell Tom, and if he wants to go down, he can. Where's he at? Watching the door? I'll tell him to come running. I think the investigations are over for now. The kid's gone too. Can't believe it. Are they looking for proof of the afterlife? Well, damn it, here it is. This house, I've no words to express such a discovery. The Everest of haunted houses. See that, you idiots? I managed to sneak out through the bleeding window. So if you've heard noises in the basement, it's because someone slipped in through there. From now, I want one of you keeping watch on the basement. Pick straws, but if I hear any more ghost stories, I'll swear I'll kick your asses. Got it? You're the bloke who wanted to get inside the house, ain't you? I still want to. In fact, I tried to locate the owner, but I couldn't. You swear you haven't been skulking around the bleeding house? Someone's been inside, and something tells me they were in cahoots with that little boot black. I hope you won't accusing me of trespassing on private property. No, I ain't saying that. I think. I don't want to see you wandering around here. Got it? Okay. Okay, what do I have? An old rusty watch materialized out of nowhere. This phenomenon is called an apport. I'm curious, since it's old, would it do anything like the eraser on here? Oh, okay. I guess we can't. We need the old parts of it. I didn't realize that. Sorry about that, game. Then I could give it to Westmore. I don't know who else we could. I don't know if this is what he's looking for. Collins is gone. What's up, buddy? What about this kind of proof? What about this kind of proof? Henry, take a look at this. A rusty watch. It's not just any old watch, it's an apport. What? It materialized out of thin air. Are you serious? Where did it happen? In the basement of 34 Benwell Street. A genuine haunted house, Henry. I experienced a wide range of phenomena. Oh, sorry. Paraphonies. Manifestations of spectral energy. Bi-directional communication with an entity named Thomas Highmore. Are you serious? Yes, Henry. We have done it. All this you're telling me is fascinating and terrifying. Were you scared? Scared? I have spent my entire adult life waiting to witness something. I was ecstatic. In a situation like that, there is no room for fear. I admire your steadfastness. Let me see the apport. Good Lord, I never thought I'd have an apport in my hands. Oh my God, we are privileged, Patrick. I present it to the board as evidence, of course. That worked. It's engraved with a date, 1812. That could be indicative of Henry. There's so many questions. Where did the watch come from? How many dimensions has it traveled through to appear in the basement of 34 Benwell Street? I love that he just takes what we say as like fact. However, those won't be the questions the skeptics on the board will ask. They'll ask you to replicate it. Take this necklace. Take a good look at it. Much to my dismay, I will play devil's advocate. If I told you it just materialized in that closet, what would you say? Keep it, by the way. It's been there forever. It must have belonged to my predecessor. I'll take it, thank you. I know what you mean, and I'm aware that the watch is not conclusive evidence. Although you could ask the board to analyze it, that would give us more time. And hopefully the task could reveal something. We'll reveal something odd about it. Do you agree? I agree, and I will do so. But what about the results you achieved in that basement? Can you repeat the tasks? Yes, thanks to my prototype, but it got smashed and I left it there. I had to run out that basement because Never mind, it's a long story. Unfortunately, the board won't accept the report as valid evidence. You must return to that house and come back with the sure thing. It'll be difficult to gain access to it. Not to mention that I would have to rebuild the electromagnetic field prototype to achieve the same results. And that would take time. Let's not be pessimistic. As I said, I will present the report to the board and try to buy you some more time. Try to rebuild the machine, and I'll make sure the entire board is present when you repeat the experiment. Exactly. Now I have a watch. I don't know what's that useful for. Or necklace. A presumably gold necklace with a photograph of an unknown woman. Sir Philip Abercrombie. John Thomas Oglivay. Captain Raymond Baxter. I don't know who else to talk to. The only Westmore wanted something material. Why would he want a necklace? Unless I missed something. That's the only thing I have that he could possibly have. So, why not try it? Is this an acceptable wager? It looks like gold. I speak the same language. Very well, let's play. Your article seemed to suggest you knew everything about the boss, although it only focused on what you considered our mistakes. We also have successes. Did you know that last year we made contact with an illustrious Englishman during a seance? It is a well-known fact. The news appeared in a distinguished London newspaper. It was published a couple of days before the winter solstice. Now, tell me who it was and you'll win the bet. Is that it? That's all. Well, do you know who it is? Let me think. It will be lenient to give you time to think about it. You don't need to answer me now. Well, he said it was published paper before the solstice. And it was something last year. I don't remember what the year is right now. But we know that place that has clippings. So let's go there. They were the Red Lion. Goodness. That's a pity. A pity. I love it. Donovan and Fletcher. Welcome back, sir. Oscar Fletcher. I need information. You've come to the right place. What topic? About a seance of bass. Done, sir. How long would you take to provide it? We're quite busy at the moment, so it could take a couple of days. That is too long. Isn't there any way to speed up the process? Not unless you provide us with enough data to find the news quickly. It wouldn't help if you knew the newspaper where the article was published, day, month, and year. If you could provide us with that information, you could locate. Would you like to try? Yes, why not? Do you know in which newspaper the article you're looking for was published? Day and month. He said before the solstice, or the winter solstice. So it could be either these two. This is the winter solstice, I think. So I'm going to do this one. Yeah. don't know what year we're in, but I know. Okay. That doesn't provide us with anything. I The only person that I asked for news is the kid. But there's no way that we have to go back to the kid. How would he remember something? Well, it happened last year, so maybe he does know. Okay, all right. I think we have to come back here, but we don't have the year or the. Let's go talk to the kid, the news kid that was like outside his house. Yeah, look at him. Grand premiere of George's Meadows. I don't know. You said it too fast. Hello again, little Tim. Tim, of course. I'm looking for a piece of news, and I hope you can help me. What news are you looking for, Mr. Moore? It's about the British Association of Supernatural Studies. Last year, they allegedly summoned a spirit at the seance. Does that ring a bell? Actually, I think it does. I don't remember the details, but I know it took up a whole play. Morning Herald. Do you know who they summoned? Thank you, Tim. Well, let's go back. I like this. All right. Took me a whole carriage ride and a half, okay? That Uber carriage was expensive. You come to the right place. What topic? Seance of the Baths. Very well. Morning Herald. Day and month. It could be either of those. I'm gonna go with 19 just because. We tried 1902. I think we tried 1908. Tried 1906. I think we tried 1908. I should have wrote these things down. Eureka! Oh, okay. Did you find the news? Yes, here you go. This is what I was looking for. According to this article, on 19 December 1906, the British Association for Supernatural Studies managed to contact Charles Darwin in a seance. For God's sake. Don't know which is worse, the deceit of the Baths or the gullibility of the Morning Herald. Very grateful, Mr. Fletcher. The first service is compliments of the house. Subsequent services obviously must be paid for. Of course, certainly. It's a pleasure to help you. You should sound like you're a nerdy guy who has this really unique store and you're just really happy someone came in. You know? And I feel like when you're like, there's people working in the back, there's nobody because it's just him, right? He didn't say like, hey, go look for this. No. He just feels like I got my own shop. I finally made it. My own little nerdy hobby that I could like finally do. And someone's interested. So yeah, the first one's free. Where's Westmore? Mr. Westmore, yes? I think I have the answer. Let's hear it. Charles Darwin. Oh, very good. I see you've done your homework. I must admit, this is the first time I've lost a bet. Although I made it easy on purpose, did you? I just wanted to show you that in the boss we achieve results, which, by the way, is something you and Professor Ward failed to do. Promise is a promise. Wait here. I'll teach you not to question the results of the boss. Wait a minute. I'm starting to see something in the mirror. Professor Moore, come here, please. Show this to Robinson. I believe he is the one at the door today. He will take you to the dressing rooms. Thank you very much, Mr. Westmore. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, Professor. I will soon leave cold England and settle in sunny California. I want my daughters Vivian and Helen to grow up in a different kind of environment, more in keeping with the times. Despite all the technological advances we are experiencing, old England is stuck in the past. What I mean is that I won't be here to defend the interests of Bass tooth and nail. Don't be too harsh on us, Professor. You already have enough skeptics who believe these matters are just fantasies. Believe it or not, you and I are on the same boat. Will you keep that in mind, Professor? I'm sorry to say that I will continue to hold the same opinion of this institution. I cannot go against my principles, but I admit that I should be more discreet regarding this association in the future. Oh, that is good enough for me. Give Miss Shaw my regards. Thank you again, Mr. Westmore. Theatre. Sorry to bother you again, sir. Newspaper clipping. Mr. Westmore gave me this note bit. Share this magical evening with you. You have witnessed the possibility to cross the thin line that separates our plane from existence of the beyond. You have also been witnesses to how the dead still have much to say to those of us who remain in this world. I can only say thank you for... Wait a moment. What? The young man. He has been wounded. A war. Far from here, on another continent. He is calling for his mother. He knows he's going to die in a few minutes. He's bleeding out. Do not cry, my dear. What is your name? I can't hear you clearly. Warren? Walter? He knows his mother is here. Oh. What is your mother's name, dear? Amelia? Amelia Reinhardt? Anyone in the audience with that name? Oh my god, Walter! Please come up to the stage. Your son wishes to be with you in this That's horrible. That's horrible. If you are fake, that is horrible. Poor lady. Amelia Reinhardt. That's me. Walter. Mom's here. Your son died in a war, didn't he? He died in the Battle of Dork's Drift in South Africa, fighting against the Zulu Empire. He couldn't bid you farewell. But thanks to the fact that the spirit world does not bind by the same temporal rules as ours, we can remedy that. I want to say goodbye to him. Walter? Are you there, Walter? Walter, are you still with us? Yes, here's your mother. You want to say something to her, Walter? This charade must end. Who is the fool who dares to interrupt a communication from the other side? Drop the act, Miss Shaw. Your role as a medium is beyond your abilities. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from across the Atlantic, Mr. Harry Houdini, the great escapologist. A round of applause, please. I warn you. If you do not get off the stage immediately, I will lock 1,000 padlocks on that straitjacket of yours and have you thrown into the Thames. Let's see if this time you manage to survive your star act. I see you not only engage in fortune-telling, but mesmerism. You have everyone hypnotized. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for this interruption, but you must know that this woman is deceiving you. What is happening, Miss Shaw? Ignore him, Mrs. Reinhardt. Miss Shaw is not speaking with Mrs. Reinhardt's son. She's never spoken with the dead. And how do you know my son died in the war? You are Amelia Reinhardt, owner of one of England's most important steel empires. Everyone knows that tragically you lost your son in the war against the Zulu Empire. Are you getting the picture? Many of you are London society figures. Most of the information Miss Shaw has brought to you to light tonight is public. At what isn't, she and her team had thoroughly investigated about you beforehand, digging deep into you and your deceased loved ones to perpetuate this lamentable spectacle. Don't be deceived by the crude tricks of this fraudster. Walter? Yes. No, don't leave. I know what you're trying to do, Shaw. Don't go there. Walter says you're not taking him seriously. No, son, please, stay with us. Damn it, Shaw. Walter says he has little energy left to remain in this plane. Oh, Walter. Walt. He's gone. Walter is no longer with us. I'm sorry you couldn't say goodbye to him, Miss Reinhardt. Damn you, sir. Are you proud of what you have done? Because of you, I couldn't bid farewell to my deceased son. Be rational, Mrs. Reinhardt. Your son has never been in this room. You have no heart, Houdini. How can you do this to a mother? Apologize, or we'll make you apologize. The audience is starting to get nervous, Houdini. You still have time to leave this stage. But haven't you seen what just happened? You just used a mother's pain to emotionally manipulate you, and stop it already, Houdini. These people came to see a show. If you don't leave right now, I'll punch you in the stomach, and know what a show they will have. With your attitude, you're legitimizing these scams. You ignorant bunch. I'm sorry for what happened, Mrs. Reinhardt. Can't you contact my son again? Unfortunately, it does not work that way. You can return to your seat. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. We have traveled through remote and unexplored worlds without leaving our seats. We have heard everything that the deceased had to say. I hope we've had an evening of unimaginable sensations, and remember, the dead speak to us. We just need to pay attention. Thank you very much for coming. Made a killing. I'm emotionally manipulating everybody. My God. If you would be so kind to wait here, Miss Shaw will attend to you shortly. Thank you very much. I can barely see my reflection. Everything is cluttered with fan letters and a couple photographs of Miss Shaw and Henry Irving and Thomas Hardy. I'm making a fortune, Beatrice. For God's sake, Oliver, do you know Houdini was in town? Yes, I did, but I did not expect him to attend the show. That scoundrel is determined to disrupt the work of mediums. He's obsessed. It won't happen again, Beatrice, I promise. Don't worry. Luckily, I know how to deal with these kinds of people. Patrick Moore, it's about time I finally met you. You know who I am, Miss Shaw? Oh, of course, and let's dispense with the formalities. Call me Beatrice. Nelson has told me a lot about you. In fact, he never stops talking about you. Let's cut to the chase, Beatrice. Do you know where Professor Ward is? At this hour? At the university, I suppose. You should know better. No, he is not there. Well, where is he then? I was hoping you could tell me. One moment. Have I missed something? He has absconded with a significant sum of money from a donation to the university. Nobody knows where he is. Nelson! A thief! He doesn't care about money. Why would he do such a thing? I wonder the same. Do you know where I can find him? Ease your tone with me, young man. I don't know what you're insinuating, but I'm as confused by the news as you are. I'm sorry. It's been a very tough day. First, I find out my colleague is a thief. Then the board expresses its desire to shut down the entire department if I don't prove the existence of the afterlife in 72 hours. To top it up, my fiancé has broken ties with me. I've been kicked out of my own house, and all my money has been frozen in the bank. I'm a nervous wreck, so permit me some vehemence. I'm so sorry. Believe me when I say I have no idea where Nelson is. You were seen with him at the Red Lion. You thought I was his accomplice, did you? The informant never considered that we were just two old friends having a pint at our usual haunt. The Red Lion is the perfect place for me to go unnoticed. They are too drunk to recognize me. What's your relationship with the professor? Are you Lovers? No, no. Nelson has never shown interest in romantic relationships. I've no interest in men either. We've been lifelong friends. We grew up together in Whitby. We have hardly been apart ever since. The professor never spoke of you. We're talking about Nelson, so does it really surprise you? I admit we basically only talked about professional matters. I gave up on him talking about his personal life. Don't blame yourself. I have to be very persuasive to get him to talk about anything other than metaphysics. Nelson lives in his own world. He never wanted to be diagnosed, but I think he has early onset hebrophenia? What is hebrophenia? Oh. It's an obsolete term for a subtype of schizophrenia. Oh, dang. Something smells fishy about this. I don't believe you have psychic powers. You're right to think that, because I do not have such powers. It's all a charade. As that buffoon Houdini pointed out, my calling is scientific, Patrick. My dream has always been to pursue science, but they wouldn't let me into university. A place exclusive to men. Everything is exclusive to men in this rotten society. I had to be self-taught, and I've become a good scientist, but damn it, I can't prove it. I find it curious that as a scientist, you have no qualms about what you do. I take money from those who hindered my professional career. I've managed a massive fortune at their expense. As far as I'm concerned, I have a clear conscience. I'm worried about Nelson. He must have been coerced in doing what he did. Not like him. I refuse to believe it. Do you have any clues as where to find him? No. Every lead I've followed regarding his whereabouts has led me to you. Oh. His workshop. Well. Secret would be the word. You would simply forget to mention it. You know how he is. Like a box of surprises, indeed. Nelson wanted me to have a spare key. You have a spare key. Nice. I hope I have a lifelong friendship like that. I want to be... Yeah. Best friend has gone missing. The last thing I care about is entertaining a bunch of rich folks, so let's go. And not waste any time. All right, Miss Shaw. Okay. You look tired. Why don't you take a nap? I'll let you know when we're about to arrive. I'm all right, not to worry. I won't insist. True story, Patrick. Excuse me? Where does this interest come from? I saw a ghost when I was a child. It was my little brother. He died of polio when I was 9 years old. Oh, I'm so sorry, Patrick. I can't imagine how hard it must have been for you. It was, Beatrice, it was. It happened on the night of his funeral. I heard first steps in the hallway that startled me. They're heading towards a room Cedric and I shared, and at first I thought those steps belonged to one of my parents. It didn't sound like their walk. It sounded like Cedric's walk. Polio had deformed his right leg, his gait was distinctive. He jumped out of bed, opened the door to the hallway, and it was him. His face was contorted in a perpetual grimace of agony and pain. He was bumping into walls with violence. He was banging his head against the door frames as if something was eating up inside and he was trying to get rid of the pain. It must have been terrible. So horrible that I couldn't bear it, and I fainted and never told my parents. Would they have believed me? I doubt it. Neither did I want to cause them any more pain than they were already enduring. But what I saw was real. It was not a hallucination or a dream. There's no one in the world who can convince me otherwise. For years I have been obsessed not only with the fact that we can see the material world, but also with what is happening to these poor souls. I don't buy into these benevolent stories of ghosts appearing to their loved ones to bid farewell. What I usually do in my show, yes. Pure fantasy, I'm with you. If we go back to ancient times, the figure of the ghost has always caused terror. Ghosts have been feared since the dawn of time. Why are they used in literature as a chilling element? Why does the world itself have that terrifying connotation? They are our loved ones, right? It should be cause for celebration and hope that they visit us after death and that we can contact them. As with visions of angels or virgins, No one was scared of the apparitions of the Lords in 1858. Exactly. Cedric's appearance was of a different nature. It conveyed anger, pain, aggressiveness, the very embodiment of terror. Something happens to us when we pass to the other side. I want to know what it is. I can't bear the thought of my little brother, who suffered in life, also suffering in death. He doesn't deserve it. No one deserves to end up like that. Most religions assure us that eternal peace awaits us after death. Rubbish. They're wrong. You want to hear my story? Of course, go ahead. Nelson and I witnessed a similar apparition when we were children. It was at St. Mary's Church in Whitby. There were rumors that strange noises were heard in the church some nights. The parish priest denied it, but everyone knew something was happening there. The village elders talked about a ghost and former prior who roamed that church that night. We've always been passionate about these issues. And like the good rascals we were, we snuck into the church one night hoping to see a ghost. Childhood fantasies, you know. We sat on one of the benches closest to the exit, just in case. We were there in the dark for over 3 hours with nothing happening. Suddenly we saw the benches near the altar starting to move on their own. A dark silhouette materialized and began pushing the benches with violence while approaching us. We heard its voice. We couldn't interpret what it was saying. Its tone denoted anger. It scared us more than its mere presence. I don't know how we overcame the fear, but we managed to get out of there. That same night, we promised to dedicate our lives to studying these phenomena. Did you become a researcher? Oh, yes. Most of my life has been dedicated to research with Nelson, but we didn't succeed. Nelson had support as a forensic scientist and later as a professor at the university. He could afford something as basic as living. I needed money. Research in this field is guarantee of starving to death, and we weren't achieving great results either. So I put aside the investigations and became Beatrice Shaw, the great medium. Nelson didn't take it very well, although he never stopped informing me of all his progress. The last night we met at the Red Line, he told me he had found an ideal place to investigate. Number 34 Benwell Street. Yes. I have been there. I managed to contact an entity. Are you serious? Nelson was right. We have to go back there and conduct a thorough investigation. Those idiots will want to shut down the department. We'll have no choice but to eat their words. Oh, we are arriving. Hopefully, we will find Nelson sleeping soundly in the workshop, unaware of all that's happening. Professor? Seems to be no one here. Nelson, you fool. Open this blasted door. All of London is looking for you. I'll open it. He's not here. We should search the laboratory. Maybe there's something that could give us clues to his whereabouts. Good idea. I think the light switch is nearby. Yeah, it is. Let's turn this place upside down. You serious? Let's look at this shelf. Foster's archive. Apparently he moved it here recently. I spent a lot of time reading its files over door. Hold on a minute. I think he updated with 4 new cases. I'm sure it's a good time to read them. Four new cases. Sheet ghost. Only not reading them because I don't know if they actually help in some way. And we know where it is. Hopefully we can come back. Haunted attic. Family. I need an ad. Oh. Blueprints. Take a look at this. Box of Revelations. Nelson can't stop thinking about it. His high-tech machinery that can reveal the hidden. Real-time viewer of the beyond. A fantasy. We theorized a lot about this device, but we gave up when we assumed it was impossible to build it with existing technology. However, from what I see, yes, it seems the professor found the key. If we connect, oh my god, of course it could work. Take a close look at this document. Lawrence Cook, Professor Silas Bennett, Eugene Wood. Thanks, so I'll be able to contact. There's several names associated with parts of the machine. Let's take a look. Tube is meant to contain ectoplasm, correct? You're right. Ectoplasm is the materialism of certain events. We have theorized that if treated and enhanced, it could be a strong conduit for displaying that invisible reality. Lawrence Cook. Medium, if I may be bold. Yes. Professor knew it. Professor Silas Bennett. The machine's generator. You're unsuccessful. There's no doubt about it. I don't know what that figure could be. Professor Silas Bennett. Who are we talking about? Beautiful yet eccentric archaeologist who spends much of his time searching for artifacts out of time and place. Could be his reputation. Artifacts out of time and place. Oh, pods. That's what they call them. Out of place. Artifacts. Oh, sorry. Clicking through this. Eugene Wood. Does that name ring a bell? Photographer and post-mortem images, mourning portraits for their family's remembrance. I find it a distasteful practice. I hope they do not photograph me like that when I die. Emptied out down some drain. I think that piece is a photographic plate. One of the functions of the box of revelations is to visually record the surroundings. Fascinating. Huh. Thanks to you, you'll be able to prove those skeptics on the board that you were right. What am I saying? To the whole world! Come with me. I'm clicking through it because I'm reading really fast, but Beatrice is going to help make the machine. We are stopping your search for the professor because either he'll show up or, you know, be at a dead end. Let's recap. We need an ectoplasm sample. Nelson pinned his hopes on Florence Cook. I have doubts about this matter. Okay. She is a fraud. Skeptical investigator involved England. Trust him. Nelson must so know something we don't. She's still conducting spiritualist sessions. All right. Great. We have a new location. Great. We have to go to Silas. Another location and a photographer. And then to Bennett's. Alrighty. Let's go to Cook. Florence Cook. Several researchers, those who certified as a fraud, belong to the London intellectual elite of the Conservative Party. But it is a conspiracy. Ah, good afternoon. You're part of the group, I assume? Excuse me, the advertisement. What's happening? Join me at the session. Only Mr. Morton and Mr. Taylor. Oh. I'm Joseph Brown. Patrick Moore. Pleasure to meet you. Don't have to worry for money. As I mentioned, it is all paid for. I appreciate that. I hope you don't think Katie King is a fraud. They've tried to make us believe. Gentlemen, Miss Cook informs me she's ready. Remember to remain silent throughout the session. It is of the utmost importance that no matter what happens, and no matter what you see, you do not leave your seat. Will we see Katie King? I cannot assure that. But it seems that this evening the medium's spiritual energies are in full swing. So, your wish will probably come true. It would, if you would be kind enough to join me. Yep, shaking all over. What? Did you have drugs? My niece said, yeah, any unexpected event could result in the loss of connection with the beyond. Therefore, allow me to remind you of what you must not forget while the medium is in a trance. You cannot rise from your seat once it is begun. If she is to manifest, you don't speak to her. She cannot see or hear you. She will only communicate through me. She is quite sensitive to what happens in this world, so try not to make any sudden moves. She could get scared and disappear. If you wish to convey a message to her, address it to me. Even while in a trance, I'll be able to hear you and transmit your words. Has everyone understood? Any questions or doubts before we begin? We have to put our hands at the table during the session. Do you have any psychic powers, Mr. Brown? Me? No, I don't have any. Then let the medium be the one to place her hands on the table to channel psychic energies, all right? Yes, of course. Let's begin. Katie King, daughter of John King, you who left this life to join the world of the dead, you have been living in the shadows ever since I summon you, O wandering spirit. Let us witness your presence in this world to which unfortunately you no longer belong. Leave the darkness and join the living. Florence? Is that you, Florence? Oh, amazing. Join us. Isn't that just the niece? I feel life in this place. You are not alone. No, dear. Who are they? I cannot see them, only feel them. Mr. Brown is with me on my right. Opposite me sit Mr. Morton, Mr. Taylor, and finally Mr. Moore on my left. Nice to meet you, gentlemen. Katie says she's pleased to meet you. We can hear her. Unbelievable. Katie, yes, Florence. My guests inform me that they can hear your voice. That is wonderful. And I convey a message to them, of course, dear. You are blessed to live in a world that, while not perfect, is full of wonders. Where I come from, there is nothing. Everything is dark. It's a lonely place. He's dead. Do not waste your lives on conflicts. Avoid problems. Live your lives as if each day was the last. Those are very beautiful words, dear. Does anyone wish to ask Katie King a question? I know of a brothel. You were Katie King, weren't you? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Appear from the shadows. Like I'd say, I don't know what you're aiming at, but I beg you to leave. Oh no, not again. I hoped I would never hear that name again in my life. I'll tell you the same thing I told Professor Ward. You will not get the ectoplasm sample at the expense of my aunt's life, so you can. Enough, Charlotte. Don't, Florence, I said enough. I made a decision. What? Confirms it. Anyone except the group you came with would know that it's a crude setup, but Professor Nelson has a memory. It is something that is sadly lacking in all those who hear the name of Florence Cook for the first time. What do you mean? I have not always been a fraud, Mr. Moore. As a teenager, I contacted an entity who called themselves Sergeant Hughes. I managed to materialize ectoplasm through my body, and this entity used it to communicate with me. Thought it was a good way to make a living. And it was for the first few weeks, but each session, Sergeant Hughes gained more strength to the point of possessing my body. He became more and more violent. His intention was to invade this reality, a reality to which he did not belong. He managed to sever the link, but his last words were a threat, a death threat. It was then that I created Katie King. A contrivance, of course. It was safer without risking my life. People didn't care. They were still amazed by my sessions. And since then, there have been several Katie Kings. Oh. Whoops. I've missed a lot. I want to do it. I do not. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. My goodness. Okay. Great. All right. Sorry, ma'am. I'm just clicking away.